Okay, a little article from the Life and Leisure's Epic Times. How to eat and live well in the new year. Starts off with a nice little picture of some chopsticks. 7 tips for lasting lifestyle changes that don't involve restrictive diets. So, what's it got to say? Basically says diets are out, mindful eating is in. Okay. We are to stay away from certain foods and eat with awareness, listening to internal and external cues, honor the food and where it comes from. We're best to be mindful, and this means include eating without distraction, engaging your senses, serving modest-sized portions, and eating slowly to avoid overeating. I remember my friend Todd, where he would eat his steak very slowly and get the most enjoyment from it. It says here, the more mindful of an eater you are, the more likely you are to make healthy choices too. Some lovely pictures here. And it goes on to say, the latest research about healthy eating is less about staying away from certain foods and more about eating with awareness, listening to internal and external cues, and honoring the food and where it comes from. Plant-based eating is nutrient-dense and packed with fiber, healthy fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Practice mindful eating, which includes eating without distractions, engaging your senses, serving modest-sized portions, and eating slowly. I think I said that already. Now let's turn the page. Okay. Highlights. Coffee may actually save you from an early death. We'll come back to that one. It says, buy a juicer. Drinking your fruits and vegetables is one of the fastest and easiest ways to get those beneficial nutrients into your systems. Juice made from leafy greens such as spinach and kale, or hydration-centric foods such as celery and cucumber offer endless health benefits. The chlorophyll alone strengthens your immune system and helps control inflation. You can add fruits and herbs, and pears and green apples are good choices to add zing. Talks about a little book called The Complete Guide to Healthy Drinks. America's Test Kitchen. It says, eat combination of whole tomato, watercress, spinach, celery, and carrot. That's fresher and far less salty than the canned stuff. Number 2, eat more fermented foods. A diet rich in fermented foods like kimchi, pickles, yogurt, kombucha enhance the diversity of microbes in the gut and reduces signs of inflammation on a molecular level, says researchers at the Stanford School of Medicine. And we know that a healthier gut makes for a healthier body and likely a healthier brain. Type 2. A whole bunch of stuff, research. Inflammatory proteins decreased in participants who ate legumes, seeds, whole grains, vegetables, and other high-fiber foods. The gut microbes were also unchanged. Ready to make that kombucha. What you can eat can impact your mental health. Your therapist might be asking about your diet because there's an emerging field of research called nutritional psychiatry that suggests there's a relationship between the foods we crave and our overall mental health. Not surprisingly, studies show that the sugar-laden and often high-fat foods that we find comfort in when stressed, like pizza, cake, burgers, and fries, are the least likely to make us feel better in the short or long term. Sugar-based stuff worsens your body's regulation of insulin, impairs brain functions, and may worsen depression. And cumulative evidence shows that a diet rich in fatty foods impairs cognitive function, increases vulnerability to anxiety. So overall, a rich diet in fruits, vegetables, nuts, fish, and fermented food is the way to go. Coffee. Go ahead, have a second cup of joe. Latest research suggests and confirms what most of us Java heads have been waiting to hear. Coffee may actually save you from an early death. They did some studies. They found 2 to 3 cups per day decreased early death. not to mention possible protection against Parkinson's disease, type 2 diabetes, liver disease, heart attack, and stroke. Researchers found significant reductions in the risk of coronary heart disease, congestive heart failures, and stroke associated with drinking coffee, whether it was ground instant coffee, caffeinated or decaffeinated. Ground caffeinated coffee consumed lowered the risk of death the most by 27%. Well, those are pretty good odds. Better than driving. 1 in 102 for driving. Okay, prior studies also shown a link between black coffee and a lower risk of Alzheimer's and prostate cancer. So drink up. I gave up coffee for over a year now, and maybe I should start taking a little bit. It's going to make me live longer. Extra 27%. That might get me an extra 20 years. Eat more plants. This is not a diet. It's a lifestyle change that's backed by science to be better for the body and environment. Plant-based eating is nutrient-dense and packed. Whoa. That's a danger from board on your lap. Hot chair. All right, back to the story. Plant-based eating is nutrient-dense and packed with fiber, healthy fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals, and it's not vegan or vegetarian. You can still eat eggs, fish, chicken, beef in moderation, and dairy products, but about 2/3 of your meal should come from legumes, nuts, and non-animal sources. Bunch of recommendations. Favorite tacos from mushrooms, Badja style cauliflower, whip up colorful veggie sushi hand rolls. In the end, it's all about balance and awareness. Eating more plants, limiting salt, red meat, processed food, don't drink alcohol, don't start. But from the advice was more about the specific food to eat or avoid, and more about watching overall patterns in the choices we make, both for our hearts and for our overall health, rather than one size fits all rule. It's left room for personal and cultural needs and preferences. So change one thing, such as having the pasta or white rice on your plate for an extra serving of vegetables. It can have a lasting impact for years to come. This was from Bay Area News Group. So anyway, that's a little bit on how to eat and live well in the new year. Some suggestions here on making a V5 juice, a kombucha, and I think we'll call that a take.